Reginald here. I've been asked to do another VOD review of a Mr. Fantastic. He is attempting to learn the character, and it's not super familiar, and feels like he could have done more. And we're going to look at this. So what we have here is a magic, we have a strange, and triple healers into, well, we're going to find out, but we've got a BP band, an Emma band, and a Iron Man band. These are all good bands, honestly. The thing about Mr. Fantastic is the only thing he's really weak against is super strong poke. So that's not here. So I think we're all right.
I'm not
Bucky's the one thing you do have to watch out for in the enemy comp so far. Let's just take a look at what they have before we hop in. So they've got a Groot and this is actually a fairly difficult comp for you because Groot is difficult for you to do anything about with his walls. And you don't do a ton of damage to his enormous health pool. So you're really going to need to be, like, when you see a Groot, you have to start thinking about the game differently. You're not frontlining, you have to go after backline. There's a Moon Knight, you want to hunt him down and kill him. There's two healers, you want to fish out all of their abilities and eliminate those. And then once their abilities are gone, you want to kill them. So your goal is to be diving most of this game, not frontlining, because you're going to lose the frontline competition since you're not going to be fighting tanks that you're really going to be doing more damage than, right? You really got to watch out for the Bucky while you're playing as well. Yeah, so let me teach you something real quick. See this wall? You see this Luna here? You did not need to go in on this. You have a 15-meter range. It's way longer than you think it is. You can just play around, and you heard the hook, so you know Bucky's somewhere around here. You can play around this corner over here, right on the left, and just poke out, slap her, duck back around, see what Bucky does. Poke out, slap her, come back around. Then you've got both your abilities you can commit with, but you don't need to start there. This is risky because you're using your abilities to dive in. You're lucky they don't really do anything about it. Hey, that's pretty nice, though. Overall, I would say that you used the abilities that you did have and the position you ended up in fairly well. Your team is playing really aggressive, so it's totally fine that you're playing aggressive. Good target priority. Yep. That's what you want to do. Oh, yep, perfect. Okay, in this situation, you've got the shield. You want to actually walk, like, once you know you're healthy, this is all about optimization for you, right? So let me just show you. Rather than backing up behind the shield, letting the shield take the damage, you actually want to walk in front of the shield and let her shoot you. She's going to be too stupid to stop, and it will build up your damage output, and you want to just fire that damage at anyone that's here. Instead, you're backing into your team, and you didn't really need to, and you've already got full health again. So, yeah, this is the problem. That does no damage because you didn't absorb it. Good. Yep. I would continue to try and move this way. Good. Yep. Perfect. Bail out, bail out. So here's the one mistake, and I just noticed it too. Your team is on the back foot. You've lost a healer, and so you're actually losing this fight, and there's not much you can do. But the big mistake here for you was you got aggressive when you didn't have your Pop-Tart. And I was, I'm watching you. I made the same mistake in my head. I was like, I can push now. I'm healthy. In this case, you couldn't, partially because you lost your healers. I didn't hear you lose your healers. I do recommend something, by the way. Go into your settings. If you're playing Mr. Fantastic, there's actually something I really strongly recommend. Go to Audio, Combat Mix. Here we go. What you want to do is you want to drive down your healing sounds a little bit. Your critical health volume should be at 4. I don't like it at 5. It's just way too loud, and I hear it no matter what because it's quite obvious. You can pull down the announcer volume, but you want to crank your damage volume to 5. And you want to also turn up the volume on when teammates are killed and turn down the volume on when enemies are killed. You don't need the positive feedback for when you killed an enemy. You already get it. It's a visual notifier, but you do need to hear when your allies are dying. So I really strongly recommend something like a split like this for Mr. Fantastic specifically, because your job is to pay attention to what's going on in the battlefield, because your attacks do not require very much brain power, right? They're very easy to land. Okay, let's skip ahead to you when you respawn. You lost that fight. Everybody else died first, and they really shouldn't have. That's part of the problem of playing Fantastic, is like you're slowing down the fight, and if your team just falls over, you don't have any time to get anything done. Now, one way you can improve that is you can, use your E to help keep them alive. It's 150 health that you can swing your team's health in favor, but it's not going to matter if your team is playing badly, so keep that in mind. me zoom in your view here so I can see what's going on. Yeah, you have to remember that being in big mode makes you really big. I don't love this. I'm not saying it's horrible, but you have to remember who you're fighting. You're fighting Groot, and you gave up the high ground to go to this corner angle, and you're safe because Fish can see you. But, I mean, you could blow up really easily here, and there's not a guaranteed quick way to get rid of any of this. All right, cool. Your team's regrouped. Us against the world! Don't try to take Bucky here. You want to be going for Invis or Moon Knight. Bucky is your worst enemy. He is the one guy on the enemy team who can absolutely obliterate. Thus, but I've seen worse. Yeah. I am ready to put on a show. So I will say that you did manage to break the break things, but that's a very sus position to be in. You saw how much health you suddenly lost on that one of those landings, and that is because you were landing on the mines. It's very easy to end up taking too much damage there from like a Bucky or something. This is good. Get him. Bully the shit out of him. You can, okay, yeah, you noticed it, but what you can do is hit him and swing up to this and just like swing like this. There you go. Good. You need to increase your sensitivity probably just a touch. I run a higher sense on Mr. Fantastic than any other character. He's good. I'm not worried about him. Yeah, he dies. Yeah, you gotta get used to swinging your camera more. Think it's a little different feel, but it's just like Darktide. I know you play Darktide. You want to swing your screen like you're trying to hit melee attacks, but you want to do it a little slower than in Darktide most of the time because you need to make sure you land the hit. There's a feel to it. Yeah, you're doing good overall. Yep, good, cool. Yeah, your team seemed like they weren't there, and you should have noticed sooner. You should have noticed about 2 attacks sooner there. Just FYI. You need to understand that your health pool is one of your key weapons on Mr. Fantastic. Good. Yeah, there you go. Cancel it. Perfect. Perfect. Yep. No, this was well executed. This is all about ability cycling. Huge. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Yeah, that's just that's rookie stuff. You gotta start to know your terrain and know where your ceilings are. Still, you won it. It doesn't even matter. So I will say this happens a lot in Fantastic. You shouldn't feel too bad about it. You're going to bounce on the enemy. You've done 7,000 damage. You do not have the finals. Sometimes the damage you are dealing by just doing a big AoE is what gets the team the victory, right? Now, you might have won that without your ultimate, but you could have also died there. And I think you'd already used your shift. So I don't have any objection to what you did there. It's like, it would be better if you still had an ultimate, but it's not the end of the world. They went to Magic instead of Bucky. That's a mistake on their part. You're going to win this because of that choice. Bucky is a counter to you. You are a counter to Magic. You will win every Magic fight. One of the reasons you're going to win every Magic fight is Magic wants to play within about, is it 7 meters for her sword? You have a 15-meter range, and you also have an 8-meter range. You can literally outrange her. You can, like, whenever you're playing Mr. Fantastic, imagine other melee characters as a little child trying to punch you in the knees. And you're a big dude, and you've just put your hand on their head, and they're just swinging under your arm. That is how you play Mr. Fantastic. When people are like, oh, well, Emma counters you, it's like, no, she doesn't. She can't grab you. You have a 15-meter range. You just punch her when she's in diamond form. And the same is true when you're in big mode. She can't kill you because you have an enormous pile of health and you can just cancel it. But if she's already used her dash, you can just punch her because she can't get you. Alright, anyway. Getting after this Moon Knight is good. You're really doing a lot here. You gotta cancel this. Yep, good. Whoa, ho, ho. Nope, yep, you're fine. You have to remember how many resources you just dragged out. This is one of the things people don't understand about Mr. Fantastic, but you drained out an Ankh. You drained out Magic Dash. You beat up a healer who's used a bubble. All of that was just because you were just standing there being annoying and they were trying to get rid of you. You're basically rage baiting. You want to play in a rage baity way so they waste cooldowns on you and don't have them to win the fight, and then your team is set up to win. Yep, I don't have a problem with that. Just a reminder, you can wiggle your camera just as you land that E, and it will hit a bunch of people like oblivious. This is fine. I'm not sure why you're not hitting those. It looks close. Maybe you're just a little off. Don't go after fish here. Shark. No, yes, that was a failure on target priority. You could have killed Moon Knight there. And because you would have driven Shark away by just swinging at both of them, Shark would have run away, and Moon Knight was on the other side of the room. You definitely could have killed Moon Knight there. I'll show you. Oh, you got him. Nice. Right here is exactly where I wanted to land. You chase fish here. But what you should have done was punched at Moon Knight. Now, if the what kills him here is running away from his healer. Oh no, fish! That was a very Plat moment. A good fish is unlikely to die to you. It's not that he can't; it's that he'll get away before you can kill him usually because he has enough health and movement speed and so on, and stagger and stun. But what you've done here is huge. It doesn't even matter. Here's the thing I need to explain to you. And a lot of players don't understand this either. It wouldn't even matter if you hadn't killed Moon Knight and hadn't killed Fish here. It's interesting that Moon Knight is ulting here, but it wouldn't have mattered. And the reason it wouldn't have mattered is because both of them were so busy with you. That's a 2v1 fight with one of their healers missing that your team, if they lost that, would have been throwing. But they're not, are they? Your team is doing fine. So assuming, just like think about it this way, assuming your team is as good as their team, if you take a healer and a DPS out of the fight by yourself and don't die and are able to get even one elimination, but even if you don't and they're just fully occupied with you, that whole time you've created a 5v4 for the enemy team down a healer. They have 2 healers, you have 2 healers, they have 1. You should always win that. And here you are winning that. I mean, if you look at it, you're winning. Why wouldn't you? The only resource that they could have expended to successfully hold this is a healer ult, which they appear to have spent, and now they have nothing. What can they do? So they're down, and they're going to lose this fight. This is about... I'm making a video about logistics, about resource management in this game, because I think this is what people are not understanding about Mr. Fantastic. He's about understanding the battlefield as a series of resources and defeating the enemy at the game of resources. All right. Let's go get ourselves to the next section. Now, I assume Magic is doing magic stuff here. Let's see. 5 kills, 3 or 4. See, you've got a ton of damage, no damage taken, and you're not dying a lot. So the enemy team is struggling here very clearly. Their Moon Knight has not gotten a lot of value, it looks like. Probably because you've been bullying him most of the game, right? And that's what I'm talking about with resources. He's busy. The enemy healers are busy. The enemy healers might even have good heal stats, but it doesn't matter because guess what they're healing? Like Moon Knight or something, right? You can't do anything but deal with you. You expend resources. This is why I'm saying your health bar is a resource, because your health bar is what you use to absorb enemy attacks. Yeah, see, I told you, their magic is basically throwing by playing magic instead of Bucky here. Magic into Fantastic is a losing proposition unless she is incredibly good at timing her engages. That's rough. But you don't have to give up here. You are a tank and you're playing the right attack. You're not close enough, and I'm a little worried about that here. What I would do here is go E the magic to give her some extra shielding so that you guys can kind of sustain through this. Instead, you've run away. Why are you backing up here? Are you afraid? This is a good opportunity, by the way. Okay, so you see this. You need to look around quick and see where everybody is. This is the correct instinct, looking at the battlefield, but you need to know that you're going to have backup, right? And yeah, so all right, let's continue. Yeah, you should not be missing those. That one, yes. This one, no. You aimed too high. You didn't actually hit anything. You needed to aim like down here. All right. So you're afraid you're backing up. That's what's going on. But you could have actually, hear me out. You've got 70 HP or 70 elasticity here. You could have E'd magic twice to help her get the kills, or right click to the ground at any time and just gone big and walked in on her, right? You also have your ult. So I want you to think about your ult as if you have a second shift, okay? You preserve your shift to make aggressive plays. If you don't have your shift, you need to be careful. You need to be in small mode. You need to be far away, okay? But if you have your shift, you can play like a lunatic. That's your goal. Your Q is a second shift. There? Who else has an ult like this? There's another character that has an ult that's kind of like this, where it's like you basically just using it as a survivability tool.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
Fantastic.
Yeah. This is fine. Nobody's really in a bad spot, so I think you're good. You're missing too many shots. You need to make sure that like you're dragging into your targets. Try to actually like aim your first punch and then adjust left or right. Like you need to think about it as if it's a gun that you can aim. So you swing it this way and then go like this. You can also start it here and swing it through. It just depends what the battlefield looks like. But if you're going for a single guy, try to aim at him and then swing whatever direction he moves, right? Yeah, you're kind of just flailing without getting a lot done here. I would, by the way, E this magic right here. I'll tell you why. She's low on health, and you could easily do it. Get shields for yourself. Help her sustain. Reminder that you are still missing your tank. He's still walking back. Maybe he's portaling. I don't know. But I would have E'd magic there, because then the two of you are, as a tankette duo, are going to be more survivable, and you're going to go big, and you're going to be in that big form taking a lot of attention, right? Taking a lot of damage. That's what you want here. Instead, you're going to use your E for this, which is like, that doesn't really do anything, you know? Yeah, and I think this is just, unfortunately, this is bad. So I bet you die here because you're not going to cancel fast enough. Oh, you got out. How are we doing? LaFridge just picked up a kill. So LaFridge is really like doing really good. Nice. It's a shame that you didn't, like, what happened here that you weren't able to land anyone? One thing you need to understand is when you're up in the air, you can look around a little bit and then pick your destination. There's some time. You got to use the timing on these bounces. A little bit more battlefield awareness will serve you well. Oh no, what are you doing? You got to E somebody. You don't have an E's. Never mind. All right, you're fine, but I gotta say that was risky. I would have probably gone into the heal field. I don't think you even hit half those, even though you should have. Get your timings better on your punches. You don't just need to hold down left click. You can actually stop to get the timing better, and you can hit magic pretty much consistently. Yeah, good attention to a cloak there. That's fine. Try to punch walls with that so that the cooldown comes down faster. Your right click. This is great, by the way. I know it looks like you're not doing anything, but you're zoning this magic. You know she's around. You didn't see her, and you should have. I know I can see her through the wall, but look, you know she's there. You can see her sword. You can see her movement a little bit. And there she is. All right, good. It's not going to matter. Yeah, perfect. Perfect cancel. Perfect cancel.
I am ready to
use your E on your teammates more. You have one, just use it right here. And you almost have two. And any one of these players could be in a position where they don't take damage right now, which lightens the load of your healers.
put on a show. Watch your back.
Nice. Correct.
They can't be allowed to seize control.
Yeah.
Clearly you
No.
needed some help.
Oh my god, the fish ult.
Dark child. Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway
Enemy
point.
team is just not good. And that's what you're running into here. There's a number of mistakes you could have been exploited on. There's a number of times where I think you're not stand. This is fine, by the way. You should take a little damage here. Get back towards the cover.
On the rebound.
Yeah, you should.
Discovered.
Yeah, you want to remember to play around corners. Like, play near corners. If you're going to take a position like that, walk forwards. But start walking backwards when you have two people looking at you, right? You're going to start taking damage, a lot of damage, and you don't want to have to spend your 12-second cooldown on shifting just to get back to safety if you don't have to. So now you can't play very aggressive, and this is really where you want to be able to like fish for damage, right? Good job checking your back. See how dangerous that was for you? You almost died there, and you got out, but like that was really nasty. You should be trying to maintain a little higher. You should be using your right clicks more. I just noticed, like, this whole engagement, like, look at this. It's not that long of a cooldown, and you're just, like, what are you doing? Like, you're not hitting anybody. Grab someone, pull them towards you, make them uncomfortable. Like, you do have displace. It's your highest damage ability. It does 90 damage. So you want to make people uncomfortable, yoink them into your team, give your team an opportunity to deal a little damage, spook somebody, make them spend a cooldown, right? Here you almost die. You live, you're fine. Yeah. I think your aim weirdly needs some work. I don't miss nearly as much of these as you do. What happened to you there? Ah, yeah, you're standing. Yeah. You got to remember how many people are around and how many you're looking at. Instead of standing where you are, so here's part of your mistake. You're not going to get healed in this situation because you walk forwards, right? This is fine. You need to play off of this, right? You can't stand in cloak ult unless you have cloak ult, and you don't anymore. Look at where your shields are. Your shields are going to die just to cloak ult, right? And then you're just a really big hitbox with 375 HP. So you always want to be thinking, where is my retreat strategy? Like, Mr. Fantastic is a gentleman's thinking character, even though he doesn't seem like it. It's not just about aggression. It's about, where am I not supposed to be? Where am I supposed to be? What are the enemy's resources? How do I exploit their resources? How do I exploit their attention, which is a resource, right? So focus on that, and you won't have this happen to you. Not that I haven't done this. I'm just trying to like tell you where I see the mistake, right? This is only your second death, so you're obviously winning this game. But
there's still
and it was good you didn't use your ult there. But yeah, FYI.
I'm an easy target.
You're down a healer.
Yeah,
your aim needs work.
Feeling fantastic.
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
But problem here. I'm not saying there's anything wrong there. Everything worked out fine. But I want you to consider, you could have E'd into Cloak and Dagger here to give her some shields to make sure she doesn't get sniped here. Used your ability to spin that around to hit this with 30 damage, and then punched it. It's fine, but I just want you to think about how you can use your abilities more proactively. I see them off on cooldown a lot. There you go. There you go. It doesn't matter that he flipped. What matters is that you used it to make him flip, make him uncomfortable. This is great. Doesn't matter. Yeah. That's that shot. Oh, you gotta get out of that. You gotta get out of that. Hit shift. Nice. Oh, that was huge.
I am ready to put on a show.
A predictable outcome.
See how he's spending all this resources on you? Yeah, you gotta work on your aim a little bit, bud. Yeah, this is smart. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Control lost. I am dog child.
That last kill, that was perfect. That was absolutely perfectly executed. You spent so much of Star-Lord's resources. So I want to go back to that one just to talk about it real quick. So, okay, you're in here. What do you do here? You hear Legendary, and you understand that you're getting hit. So I'm impressed that you got the pull-off, but importantly, you go into your shift here. And then as soon as you're low on the shift, you use it, and you pick up 2 DPS, and you even pick him up while he's trying to ult you. And all that happened, like, look at what his perspective is on this. Like, I don't think he's playing especially well, but I just want you to look at his perspective. He can't miss you. You see that? All he did was blow 80% of his ult into someone who can't die. That's good, fantastic play. It's understanding how much shield you have, how much health you have, and spending your health on enemy resources. And then exploiting that to deliver advantage to your team, which then your team could take advantage of. Now, of course, you annihilated the enemy here, but there was a lot of sections of this game where you actually weren't doing very much, right? Like you were kind of just coasting and not being very aggressive, not trying to pull any resources out of the team, not trying to use any of your own resources. That's where I want you to focus. I want you to try and remember that the right angle is your friend and allows you to spend a resource without dying. Okay? And the point of spending a resource is to fish out a cooldown. You need to start generating a list in your head of the cooldowns you want to make the enemy expend. If the enemy has a cloak and dagger, you want her to spend bubble. Once she's spent bubble, you're good. It's just like Captain America. You got bubble, you're done. If you can get Luna to clap, that's a win. If you can get Fish to spend all of his heal bubbles on himself, that's great. If the enemy is too busy doing patty cakes to help their own team, that's a win for you. You don't necessarily have to sink kills. Your goal is to be Captain America, but instead of running in and out like Captain America does, you play around a corner to use it as safety, and you play off of your elasticity to get more shields than anybody else in the entire game. And then your goal is to be sticky. And I think this is the thing people aren't understanding about him. And maybe that's not good enough in high elo. But it's good enough for like top 1% of the game. So it's good enough for where you're at, which I think you said you were in plat with this game right now, which is not a terrible rank at all. But, you know, just what I'm trying to say is like you can do more. I think that's the lesson from this one. Hope my feedback was cogent here. It wasn't perfect, I know, but I continue to practice these by doing them. So thanks for sending this to me, and I wish you well. Warm regards, Reginald.